Welcome, everybody here. I'm going to go ahead and open the Kerrville City Council meeting for February 10th, 2026. I'll stand for the invocation and pledge of allegiance led by Councilmember Delane Siegman.
Well, very protected tonight with all our police in the room. Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Dear God, help us navigate through these upcoming elections with grace and professionalism and not give in to tempting media and group falsehoods that lead us down the wrong path. Be with Kerr County and the Hill Country area as we continue to recover from this past July 4th. Be with our firefighters, our police, and first responders who show up when we need them the most to save us and protect us. As we approach another Valentine's Day, help us to remember our friends and family with love, as referred to in the Bible in 1 Corinthians 13:13, where it says, "And now these three remain, faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love. Be kind." Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, let's start with announcements of community interests. Crystal?
Good evening, City Council. It looks like we have a full group tonight. That's really great to see. So just want to start with some recent highlights. Love to see the little ones out there in the community enjoying life. And that's exactly what we saw this weekend. About 150 or so individuals were at our Someone Special Dance at the Happy Bank Expo Hall. We also had on the same day, I'm sure, oh, look, there's Mayor Herring right there. So I'm sure you all are aware. Kerr Together Disaster Relief Center did their ribbon cutting on their new building. And that's the official place for individuals and businesses to seek assistance for recovery from the flood. So that was a very exciting milestone for Kerr Together. Ooh, this is really fun and exciting. So the Parks and Rec team have put together their annual new activity guide. It will be in residences' mailboxes in the coming weeks, but it's in print right now. So this just shows you all of the different events that they host throughout the year, and we're working to get that out as quick as possible. Additionally, we have another upcoming event, and that is James Lee is our new animal control officer, and he is going to be available for a meet and greet with the community thanks to Kerrville Pets Alive. They're asking that you RSVP at info@kerrvillepetsalive.org just so we know how many heads there will be. But this is a great opportunity just to find out what an animal control officer does and how they help the community. Also upcoming, we have Rooted in the Guadalupe Community Restoration Project. They have 2 volunteer events, one on February 14th and one on February 21st. They are asking folks to sign up, mainly so that when we have volunteer opportunities, we know how many people will be there, and we have enough work so that everyone has something significant to support and contribute to. So that's one of the questions we've had coming in about why is there signups? Well, there's really good reasons for those. And we also have another volunteer event on February 21st, also at the river with UGRA, and their sign-up sheet is also available online. So just a couple other quick items to call out. City offices will be closed. I know that's exciting for everyone, thanks to President's Day. And Make a Difference, apply for the Citizens Government Academy. We are looking for any citizens, anyone over the age of 18 who would like to come and participate and participate in a 10-week program, find out what the city government is all about. Everyone's more than welcome to apply, and those applications are due February 28th. And that's it. Thank you.
Crystal, on that Citizens Academy, is that a one evening a week or one day a week? What's the schedule for that 10-week program?
Yes, ma'am. I believe they want, there is an opportunity to go online and see the exact schedule, but I do believe it is once a week in the evenings, usually an hour, hour and a half or so. Some are a little longer than others because they do tours, like of the new public safety facility building or the water works area. So some are a little bit longer than others.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The council member have an item for community interest?
Just to keep in mind, May 16th, the Smithsonian exhibit comes to town. It'll be here for 6 weeks at the Kerrville Arts and Cultural Center, and it will be all about innovations that have happened with other towns similar to us, but our own story to tell in many, many ways. So it's going to be real exciting. It'll be here until June 28th.
Yes, sir. To caveat off of what Crystal was talking about, I believe y'all also have a Citizens Police Academy coming up. So another great way to go out and learn what our local heroes do for us and how they take care of us. Jack Lamb, I talked to him the other day, he guarantees you get to tase somebody during the class. So, you know, Kerrville is such a wonderful place to live. We have city interaction, we have our police interaction. I'm not going to steal Amy Goodyear's and Jeffrey Brown's thunder, but we also have great theaters. We have the Arcadia, we have Playhouse. We have a fantastic show that Amy Goodyear is the director of right now. It's a Pulitzer Prize winning. It's called Sweat. If you need to go see it, don't take any youngsters with you. I will say that right now. But to have that available to us, the Texas Quartet, I'm going to let y'all speak to that, and the Leading Ladies of Broadway that got rescheduled. But things like that happen in Kerrville, it's just, you know, I'd be amiss if I don't even say, you know, the Symphony of the Hills. For a town of our size, for a city, everything that we have, the Point Theater, I mean, there's just so much stuff to do. So thank y'all, and thank for everybody being here.
Kent, anything?
No, I'm good.
All right. Let's move right on into presentations. We'll start with 2A, presentation of the Kerrville Police Department Employee of the Year Award. Recipients. Chief.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you for the opportunity to present to you our Employees of the Year. We have a ceremony in December along with our Christmas party in which we bestow these awards upon our honorees. We get these awards from nominations that come from all over our department. People nominate their teammates for these awards, and this year was no exception. As any other year, we received just tons and tons of nominations, especially for each of the three individuals that I'm about to present to you today. One of these folks was not present, was not able to join us at our ceremony in December, so tonight he'll be receiving his hardware. The other folks have already received their hardware, so that's why one will be receiving some hardware and the others will not. I'd like to start tonight with our Civilian Employee of the Year. Riley, if you'd join us up here. Riley works in our dispatch center. He's a dispatcher. Riley's teammates describe him as the kind of person who's dedicated and doesn't just meet expectation. He sets the standards. He consistently goes above and beyond and genuinely cares about the people he works with and the mission we serve. A true team player, Riley steps in without hesitation when others feel overwhelmed and tackles challenges alongside his teammates. Over the past year, Riley has gone above and beyond in two key areas: crisis management and innovation. During the catastrophic July 2025 floods, he assisted the emergency response with his knowledge of regional and local resources. His quick, informed decision-making was invaluable to our dispatch center and responding agencies during a critical time. Riley also played a vital role in our transition to digital record keeping, volunteering to scan paper records and ensuring they remained up to date through monthly validations. His unmatched work ethic and pride in team success truly sets him apart. What stands out most is Riley's heart. His compassion, humility, and steady presence during stressful moments remind us why our work matters. For his exceptional dedication, outstanding performance, and selfless service, we are proud to recognize Riley Gordon as the Kerrville Police Department Civilian Employee of the Year. Councilmember Harris, I believe the Marine Corps has an exclamation that they use often. Is it hoorah?
Hoorah.
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 Our dispatch center has developed their own version of that. I believe that's Baba Booey. Baba Booey, Riley. Next, I would like to announce our Supervisor of the Year, Tyler Cottonware. If he's back here in the back, Tyler, if you'd step up with us. Sergeant Cottonware exemplifies true leadership by leading from the front. He works alongside his officers, mentors new personnel, and ensures his team has the support and direction they need to succeed. He holds himself and his shift to a high professional standard while remaining approachable, fair, and always willing to step in where needed. During the catastrophic floods, Sergeant Cottonware led rescue efforts in an area not accessible by other law enforcement agencies. In fact, he and Detective Casey were the only two law enforcement on the other side of the river in Hunt, Texas, during that event. When stranded in Hunt, Texas, he coordinated aviation and medical assets from the outside area and pulled together local resources to carry out successful rescue operations. His decisive leadership and calm under pressure directly contributed to saving lives in that area. Sergeant Cottonware consistently puts this department and his people first, earning the respect of his team and reflecting the true spirit of one team. For his outstanding leadership, dedication, and service, we are proud to recognize Sergeant Tyler Cottonware as Supervisor of the Year for the Kerrville Police Department. As I go through this, you're going to hear a theme amongst all these folks. All these people did outstanding work during the flooding event, and undoubtedly you'll be hearing more about their stories in the coming months as we recognize all our personnel and their efforts publicly within the next couple of months. So you'll hear more in-depth stories about what some of these people have done over the last year and during that fateful morning. Trevor Fletcher, if you would join me up here, and I promised Trevor I would not make him say anything. He is a very humble individual, and definitely this is an uncomfortable honor for him, but he deserves it very much. Officer Fletcher has consistently stepped up at every level, performing outstanding police work while always being there to support his fellow officers. He's a proactive officer whose sound decision-making, strong work ethic, and positive attitude help keep morale high and the team focused. Officer Fletcher is a strong example of our one-team vision. He mentors new officers, leads by example on patrol, and continually strives to improve himself and those around him without ever seeking recognition. I could underline that, without ever seeking recognition. During the recent flood response, Officer Fletcher demonstrated exceptional initiative and leadership, going above and beyond his duties, particularly during search and recovery operations. He performed with professionalism and composure in high-stress situations, showing the confidence and judgment of a seasoned veteran. For his dedication, leadership, and commitment to the one-team spirit, we are proud to recognize Officer Trevor Fletcher as the Kerrville Police Department's Officer of the Year.
All right, everybody together for a picture. Chief, we can get a picture with him.
Hey, Ryan. The other officers that with cotton wear doing. The helicopter incident that I was still talking about.
Cotton wear the bus back from the helicopter.
We're not supposed to talk about that.
Too late.
You guys.
I was told this.
Way too late.
As you can tell by the folks who their teammates that showed up to support them, they're not very well liked.
Tyler, it is okay to smile at these things. Just so you know. Mm.
One of the things, good things about being in city council on a night like this is a chance to say thank you. And we have several people to say thank you to tonight. Let's start with someone we know locally, Doug Hetzler, and Bobby and Peggy Krutzinger. Did I get close, Krutzinger? Yes, sir. Good. And Peggy, hi, I'm glad you're here. We have a thing called a Kerrville Kindness Award, and we have given many of these away, but you three really exemplify what it's about. So I'd like to I'll read the Krutzingers' commendation, and then I'd like to ask each of you to say a few words about why we're here tonight, why we're recognizing what you did, what great things you did for those who really needed help. Okay, this is the City of Kerrville Kindness Award, recognizing the Krutzingers of Operation Strong. Operation Strong is a nonprofit based out of Weatherford, Texas, and responsible for donating 65 RVs to flood victims across the Hill Country. Wow. 28 of the 65 were in conjunction with Gibson's and Kerrville. This is extraordinarily accomplished considering the Krutzingers run the organizations just themselves. Countless hours were spent organizing RV donations and deliveries, and then support for the recipient infrastructure. In recognition of Bobby and Peggy's commitment to humanity and contributions to our community, the City of Kerrville is proud to recognize and honor the Krutzingers as a shining example of Kerrville kindness. Thank you both. You know, Doug and Gibson's are kind of a hub of our community. And this operation revolved around that hub. So thank you very, very kindly. And you've also got a Kerrville Kindness Award.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Why don't you say a few words about why we're here tonight?
I wanted these guys to get some recognition. You guys all saw my face probably through this whole thing. I was on Facebook all the time pitching for RVs, but truthfully, these guys were the ones that got all the hard work done. I really acted as a conduit in this situation, and since I was local here and a lot of people know my store, we just use that as the mayor said, as a hub. And so Bobby called me one day and said, hey, this is what we do. Can we come and help? And I said, sure, let's do it. And it turned into kind of a big thing. And so it took about 3 or 4 months of my life. These guys are still doing it. So my sincere thanks go out to these guys for that. So.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna let my wife sit down because she's a Vietnam veteran's daughter, so she doesn't.
Sure. Please sit down. Be comfortable.
Okay, so I want to tell, first off, I want to say we are praying for your whole community and everyone that went through everything that happened. I've been through disasters for 12 years, and I decided as our family to come down to show how you can start rebuilding people's lives right now. And so we put together, and I never told Doug this, but the reason I picked him is because Gibson's is a beautiful place, and I live across the street from Gibson's in Weatherford. So I was like, I'll put 2 and 2 together. There's only 2 together in Texas. So that's why I did. But also, We have gave away 64 or 65 RVs. We're still working at it right now. There's a couple of groups I wanted to mention, 2 people tonight. And I want to tell you thank you for pushing together to help. It's not easy doing what we do. We had so many donors across the United States pulling together to bring RVs down here to Texas for the flood disasters. We do all of South Texas and North Texas. And I have people controlled all over the United States. We have gave away 847 RVs in 4 years.
Wow.
And we do it without money. We don't have funds. We pull people together to help each other. So we are very grateful to be able to help down here. We know there's a true need. And I wanted to mention one real quick. I know the true need because we brought food down here and we brought clothes today to an amazing group called Hill Country MHDD Crisis Counseling Program, CCP. And it's a group effort. There's like 20 people that's doing it, counseling, and 2 of them are right there.
Representing.
And I really, when you're through a disaster, I wanted to jump out and help. And so we coordinated our big RVs coming in. We gave away around $15 million worth of RVs just in Kerr County. And it was amazing to see, right? You see the RVs. And we give them a title. It's called Adopt a Family. So the donors meet the people that are helping. So it pulled people together. They also provided everything for the RVs, clothes, blankets, so you can start rebuilding your life because it's a tragedy what happened. And I know Kerr County still needs help on a lot of bases, and it takes everyone working together. If you don't have funds, you can still get stuff together. We started our whole program 5 years ago without money, and it's still that way. We're volunteers. And we own a tow company and a repo company that of North Texas, out by Fort Worth and Weatherford. That's what pays our bills. But my wife told me to be short, and I've been talking to the mayor. I was like, I really want people to understand there is a true need for SEAL help out here. There's so many people that need help through the resources. And today we had 13,000 pounds of food donated in North Texas in 1 hour that we also need a truck to go up there and bring it down here because there's so many people that still need the food. As you know, I sent you a number. So, Robin, and I appreciate you, sir. And
Thank you for everything. Let's get a picture if we can.
yes, sir. Thank you.
Would you mind, can we get a picture?
I'm always taking pictures.
Are you okay getting a picture?
Oh, yeah, he gave me this shirt. It's nice. Thank you, Gibson.
Say nothing.
And I want to thank Vicki, too.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Thanks. Got it.
Thank you so much.
Now we're going to recognize some people who serve on the Main Street Advisory Board. Elaine, would you mind helping me? Delane is actually one of the persons who served on it. So we have resolutions of commendations for Delane and Gina Tier, who's here, and Dr. Bill Rector.
Thank you.
Of course, Gina. And Justin McDonald, who's here. And do we have anybody else that was on the Main Street Advisory Board that's coming for this evening? All right, we'll get these to them. What I want to say is, thank you. You helped revitalize our downtown, make it an important place for people to gather as a community. So thank you so much for all the work you've done for so long. Let's get a picture. Hold up your certificates.
Reason like we like each other.
There we go.
I always try and take 3.
Thank you very much.
That's okay. Thank you for all you did. Anyway, yeah, another time.
You're right, you're fine. All right.
I'm glad he's skilled.
Courtney.
All right. Thank you. Thank y'all for being
Thanks for
here.
being here.
Glad
Take
to
care of
hear that,
yourself.
Courtney. Thank you all.
Moving on to item 2D, Playhouse 2000, Summary of Services and Community Support. Mr. Brown, please use the lectern if you need it.
Is there an advancer here that I should know about? Oh, thank you so much. Pardon me. Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council, for the opportunity to come and talk with you here today, give you a little bit of an update on how things have been going at the Kathleen C. Callow City Center for the Performing Arts. Just for the official record, my name is Jeffrey Brown. I'm the Executive Director of Playhouse 2000, which manages the City Center on behalf of the City of Kerrville. We are really, really pleased to be where we are today. But I want to say that basically the story of 2025 is one of overcoming adversity. That's where a lot of us have been in the last year. But the Playhouse and the Callow City Center are no exception to that at all. We have been on a growth trajectory since COVID, but the recovery from the COVID crisis, which had really begun to see some real fruit in 2024, was tested a little bit during 2025. We started the year with an artist illness that canceled the show and immediately put a $10,000 hole in the budget. Because of, partly because there was a little bit of confusion about when the building would close. We had slow sales through the entire month of February, which led to some financial losses in our Callow Performances season. And then, of course, we entered into a badly needed hiatus while the city invested a lot of time, energy, and money in making sure that the building was ready to move into its next quarter century. But that means that we were closed for a little more than half a year. And then, of course, the catastrophic flood of July 4th, which scarred the community in general and just really added to the disruption of the year for us and, of course, for everyone. Those things were overcome with some things that were outstanding successes, and I wanted to highlight those. In particular, the Playhouse 2000 season went along in the VK Garage Theater very, very well during 2025. We had the world premiere of a brand new play written by a local playwright, Lemuel Mitchell. It was a huge hit. It was called Bombshells. We presented a very fine production of Lost in Yonkers, which got strong reviews and great audience. When we were able to reopen the Callow Theater, we were opened with Into the Woods, which had record attendance, even though we had to telescope the run just a little bit into 2 weeks. Excuse me. And we instituted a couple of brand new fundraising ideas. How to raise money when our main building was closed was a huge conversation on our part. We instituted a series of events that we called Cocktails and Karaoke in the VK Garage Theater, which were very well received. And we had a special performance night. Actually, it was a full weekend of performances by a guy who did a show called Neil Diamond Superstar. It included a VIP event and some other things. It was very well received. So those were exciting and successful experiments. We continued with our Shakespeare in the Park project, which performed to more than 350 people in Louise Hayes Park. The Youth Theater's summer musical theater camp continued despite the fact that our main building was closed. So we were able to put believe it or not, 40 kids on stage at the VK Garage Theater and showed the show 5 times in the course of 3 days. So those kids were really troopers. It was called Finding Nemo. It was a really wonderful production, very well received. And when we were able to reopen the Callow Theater, the theater became a symbol of resilience and a source of consolation for the months following the flood. In particular, I'll mention the H.E. Butt Foundation presented an amazing concert featuring the artist Amy Grant and some of her guests. More than 800 people came to that show, of which nearly half came as the guests of the Butt Foundation, people who were impacted by the flood and were mourning their losses were able to come together into a show that really had quite a lot of emotional content. When we did finally the grand reopening of the Callow Theater, it coincided with other events that were happening in downtown Kerrville on October the 25th. We're very proud to say that we were one part of a series of events that brought more than 3,000 people to downtown Kerrville in a single day, proving the impact of the arts on our community, especially in the downtown district. We had other events that were dedicated to consolation, I guess, what you would call it, after the flood, including Houston's Sacred Music Institute, who came and did a wonderful concert, and a community-wide night of grief, hope, and light, which was hosted by First United Methodist Church. And there were others as well. In all, across the year, our attendance at all events, pardon me, our attendance at all events across the year were quite good, but in December, we had more than 3,800 people visit the Callow Theater, and that's about 1,300 more guests than we saw in December the prior year of 24. Our total ticket sales of nearly $79,000 in December were $14,000 above our sales in December the year before. So we saw some glimpses of potentially re-grabbing the momentum out of the COVID crisis as we finished up our year. And we're going to try and hang on to that and move forward with as much energy as we possibly can moving into 2026. We are very, very pleased with the results of the construction that took place between March and August of 25. In particular, the city's effort with the, as I understand it, the help of the EIC and making sure that everything was done and paid for, eliminated leaks that had troubled the facility for years. So that if all that got done was we stopped the building from leaking, of which it had been doing for 10 years, was valuable. But it wasn't just that. We also replaced and improved the entire HVAC system, and our guests are more comfortable, and the system is far more efficient. In just the 5 months since the system was replaced, we are averaging a savings of 25% year over year, month by month. That's going to be a huge change in the operating status of that building. We also were able to repair a lot of damaged drywall, carpet, seating. We repainted the proscenium arch, rebuilt parts of the stage floor. We restored all of the fire retardant treatment in the stage curtains, which was absolutely necessary. And all of those things were made possible by some folks, and I hope I don't leave anybody out, but I probably will. But we want to say a very sincere thank you to the City Council and the Economic Improvement Corporation. I want to say thank you to Chuck Durr, who was the project manager of record on that show, on that project. Michael Hornis, who was invaluable in making sure that we always were up to date on what was going on. Peter Lewis, who was the architect. Guido Construction, the general contractor, and on our end, Nicholas Boland, who was the facilities coordinator and coordinated the efforts to get all those things done and keep us in the loop as much as possible. So I want to say a sincere thank you to all of those people. In addition to the work that the city did, Playhouse 2000 undertook some additional activities while the building was closed. We took advantage of that time. We replaced a significant part of the exterior lighting to enhance both beauty and safety around the building. We updated the restrooms, once again, to enhance aesthetics, but also to make the guests more comfortable. We installed hearing assistance systems across the entire campus, which are being put online now. And we refurbished the drinking fountains, which were something that people had asked about for years. And those kinds of things were made possible by several funding organizations, including the Peterson, the Stevens, the Community Foundation, and the Callow Foundation, and individual donors, which we also say a very sincere thanks to. Other highlights of 2025. We established a relationship with a brand new renter called Tribute Masters. They're out of Dallas. Rental is something that enhances the programming for Kerrville without, basically without risk on our part. Renters come and offer things that otherwise could not be here. And we appreciate our relationship with Tribute Masters. Their very first show, which was called 60s Mania, attracted more than 700 people from a wide variety of zip codes. And they have contracted for 5 events in 2026. We'll talk a little bit more about those in a second. The Symphony of the Hills annual Christmas concert, more than 700 guests. The Symphony of the Hills continues to pack the hall 5 times a year and does an amazing job. Despite the long closure, total attendance at all events across the campus were 17,000 people. I will say that more of those were local than has been true for us in prior years. But once again, as we moved out of that closure and into additional programming, we saw guests visiting us again, especially once we got through the flood, the initial recovery. We did see events starting to look like they had before, with 60% of our attendance coming from outside of the 78028 zip code. Total ticket sales across the year were about $384,000. Specifically for Playhouse 2000, the events that are hosted by the community theater aspect of our program, the attendance at those events was 26% higher than it was in 2024. And our direct income was up by more than 36%. So there are some glimmers of really forward-looking, glimmers of progress that we hope to latch onto and continue into our new year. In 2025, our total operating income was $713,500, roughly. Our total operating expenses, however, were $781,500, and that's a $68,000 deficit, which is quite a bit larger than we had hoped it would be, and $12,000 more than the deficit of 2024, which was intended to be the last year of deficit funding after COVID. We did see some lost revenue from ticket sales, rentals, and other earned income while the building was closed. And unfortunately, cost of production continued to rise regardless of our ability to open the building. So that deficit is currently funded by prior year carryover. And I just will mention, we do have reserves on hand, but additional losses will erode any safety factor that we carry pretty considerably. So we are working hard to make sure that our next year is a little more balanced. We are projecting a budget for 2026, once the building is open for 12 full months, of $812,000, roughly $500. And of that, we project 34% will be from ticket sales and 11% from rentals, which means that our earned income is 55% of our total projected budget. There it is. 17% of our 70% of our income is projected to be from direct public support. That's individual givers, local sponsors, and foundations. Our total unearned income accounts for about 45% of our total income. And of course, our relationship with the city also provides a significant number. Our total expenses, we are hoping to hold down to $811,000. And of that, 44% is accounted for with personnel, 28% are program expenses. I think it's important to note, we plan to invest a little bit more than $100,000 in bringing artists to Kerrville from outside of the state, mostly. There are some artists from Texas as well, but mostly it's people who visit us from around the country and around the world. We do have 13% of that budget that is directly related to keeping the Callow Theater open, and 10% is the maximum that we expect to spend on administration and office expenses. That's what we're planning for '26. In programming, we are moving forward with a replacement date for a concert that was canceled by ICE. But I should be very, very clear what I mean about that. I'm sorry. By the snowstorm that caused the roads to be slippery. Let me be careful. That's coming back up on February the 22nd. The Texas Guitar Quartet is the very next thing that's happening in our building on Valentine's Day, February the 14th. Yeah, I need until October to take care of Valentine's for my wife. The Texas Guitar Quartet, absolutely outstanding international ensemble that performs works that are both transcribed for and originally written for guitars. Broadway's Leading Ladies, which is the replacement show. We are very excited that we are bringing to Kerrville directly from New York City, and it's always hard to kind of indicate to people what we mean by this. These are 4 women who not just appear on Broadway, they are appearing in leading roles on Broadway and taking time to come here to do a concert for us, including, we're very, very pleased to be getting back Olivia Valli, who performed as Elphaba in Wicked on Broadway for about 2 years, and happens to be the granddaughter of Frankie Valli. We also have actresses who have played Christine Daae in Phantom of the Opera, an actress who was the originator of the role of Dawn in Waitress, the musical, with Sarah Bareilles. It's an extraordinary group of talented women, and we're glad to have them here. One of the most exciting concerts of our year coming up is Bee Gees Gold, probably the best tribute to the Bee Gees that you will see in America, and we're glad to have them here. And then a very exciting program presented by a group called Flamenco Vivo Carlota Santana. They are an outstanding flamenco ensemble. Flamenco is an amazing art form, and we're really looking forward to having them here.
Jeffrey, real quick, I'm
Yes.
sorry. Can you go a little bit further into the Broadway Leading Ladies?
I can try.
Who else is going to be performing? With the
I
Broadway
don't have all the
stars?
names in front of me,
Oh, no,
I'm
just-
sorry, but Amy remembers.
I didn't mean the names, just who else is performing with the
Oh,
Broadway
I'm
stars?
sorry, you're exactly right. I should not leave that out. We are very, very pleased to be working with the Tybee High School Show Choir and children from the Playhouse 2000 Youth Theater Program, who will be singing along with Olivia Valli at the end of Act 1 of our show, Broadway's Leading Ladies. And then we are also planning a surprise, which I won't mention, but those kids will be involved in that as well. It's a very exciting opportunity for these young people to be able to meet, learn a little bit from, and sing along with performers who are performing at the absolute highest levels of theatrical professionalism in America. And we're excited that that's happening. And I thank you, Jeff, for not letting me leave that out. I'm
It's
afraid
an
I was a little bit
opportunity
too...
for our young people, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah,
So-
it's going to be fun. The Playhouse 2000 season 2026, Jeff already mentioned, we are in the middle of a run of a Pulitzer Prize winning drama called Sweat, which is really, really amazing and doing well. The Youth Theater is next up. They're performing The Hobbit in March. We have a modern adaptation of Jane Austen's novel Sense and Sensibility to capitalize on the popularity of that whole era of literature. That's in May. Shakespeare in the Park is coming back. Somehow, somewhere, we are bringing back Shakespeare in the Park. We've had some long and fruitful discussions with city staff about that. We'll be presenting a Midsummer Night's Dream because it is the 15th anniversary of Shakespeare in the Park, and Midsummer was the first show that we presented when we started this project 15 years ago. We're very excited about that. We think it's going to be a great addition to the year. The Summer Musical Theater Camp will be back with Disney's Frozen in June. And then we're presenting the classic American musical Fiddler on the Roof in July. And I will mention that my wife and I are honored to be performing the roles of Tevye and Golda in that production, and very excited about that. We have this wonderful youth theater nostalgia event. They're doing an adaptation of the great old television program Get Smart in October, and a Cold War comedy thriller called Red Herring in November. And then we're looking forward to presenting the stage version of A Christmas Story, which is the movie that all of us know. And yes, the leg lamp will appear in December. It is fragile, but we're going to put it on stage. Some other things that are coming up, the Symphony of the Hills will finish their current season in April and then begin their new season in October. We have a brand new year of the Young People's Performances Series, which brings as many as 5,000 children to the Callow Theater each year from school districts, excuse me, that range from Ingram, Hunt, Bandera, Fredericksburg, Centerpoint, Comfort, and of course, Kerrville ISD. That series will have 3 amazing new events coming in the new year. We're very, very proud to be the home of the state one-act play finals for the Texas Association of Private and Parochial Schools, and that group of nearly 3,000 guests will be back again in November. And we are the host for local events, including Tybee High School, both their dance and choir and band and orchestra programs. Lone Star Dance of Bernie will be in town. Miss Rhonda's Dance of Fredericksburg will do their recital here this year. Shriner University Music, and of course the Hill Country Youth Orchestras will be here. And we have these amazing tribute bands coming. There's a tribute to ABBA coming up in April, tribute to the Eagles, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Simon and Garfunkel, Frank Sinatra. And I will mention that we are presenting America's best tribute to Taylor Swift, which we booked months ago and just happens to fall on the day on which she will be getting married to Travis Kelce, which is, I believe, June the 13th. Does that sound right? Yes, that's right. So we're going to be hosting a wedding reception for Taylor in association with the Taylor Swift experience.
My granddaughter has
And we're very excited to be expanding our programming in ballet. We have Swan Lake coming in April, and of course, the Nutcracker will be back in December. We are very excited to be announcing a brand new fundraising event, which we're calling A Night to Unite. What we noticed during our closure was the number of organizations and people who were disappointed to not be able to perform in our space and who got a better, clearer understanding of how much they owe to having a building like the Callow Theater in Kerrville. So we are celebrating what the Callow Theater means to its community. It's an asset that Kerrville can be proud of. It's an engine for economic impact. It's a place where people come together to celebrate and share experiences. Coming together is so vitally important in the current era. Bringing people together in one room for a single experience is something that should be less rare than it is, and it's what we're focused on. We want to be a gathering place for local organizations and schools and arts groups, and we are welcoming back a lot of friends who were unable to perform with us during the closure and who missed us, and we're very excited that they will be performing along with us. We have performances by the Symphony of the Hills and the Youth Orchestra, Lone Star Dance, and Ballet Frontier will both be here. Tybee High School and St. Peter's School will be here. Playhouse 2000 will be doing a presentation. Of course, we also have dinner and a silent auction. I will mention sponsorships are available starting at just $1,500. The whole event will take place on May the 30th, beginning at 6 o'clock. We want it to be an evening of support from the entire community, and we look forward to telling you more about that in the near future. Before I'm done, I want to recognize some of the board members for Playhouse 2000 who are here tonight. In the seats, I have Lynn Niles over here. Hi, Lynn. Actually sitting at the attorney's table is William Tosh, who has been on our board now for a couple of years, and we are very pleased to be represented on our board by the City Council member Jeff Harris. And I appreciate my time with you, and I'm open to any questions you may have for me.
Any questions for Mr. Brown? Comments?
Their Texas liquor license, I know y'all, you give drinks, refreshments, adult beverages, whatever.
We are currently serving adult beverages by donation, and it's done very well for us. It increased our concessions income by, it's not exaggerating, 400%.
Oh, okay. So maybe you don't need that license. I mean, I was just thinking, might be another revenue source. But if you already feel like it's working this way,
There are conflicting opinions across the country because we've looked into this. According to some sources, it is advantageous to simply rely on people's generosity. Some people will take a drink and drop $1. Some people will walk away. Some people will give us $20 at a time. And it's worked reasonably well so far. But I'm open to discussing whatever would work best.
I was just, we were brainstorming and thinking, and I think Mike and I are interested in a table. This is replacing the Dinner with the Stars. Yes. But that's okay. I like this one even better, a night to unite. This is great, so we'll talk. Great.
Any other comments or questions? Jeff, anything?
Thank you.
I've got a full slate, where to go?
Thank you so much for your time. I know it was longer than you would like it to be. Thank you.
Thanks for all you do, Jeffrey and Amy.
Item 2E, Arcadia Live. Ms. Leparati. Wherever's easiest for you. Y'all later.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Stacy Leparati. I'm the executive director of Arcadia Live. I won't be as long as Jeffrey, but I will play off a lot of what he said because we are in really similar situations through this past year. Okay, so these are just some basic bullet points. This is kind of some money that we have put into advertising, trying to promote tourism to Kerrville. We always do 45 miles away from Kerrville to try to get some outside tourism here. From March 2025 to March 2026, I know it's not March 26th yet, but we have upcoming events. We've had a total of 88 events, and we have increased our free community events by 70% from 2024 to 2025, which the free community events are a really large hit, which I'll talk about in a second. We have spent $174,000 on musical talent over the year, and $5,800 in movie rights. So our iconic film series, which is one of the free community events, we have to pay all the rights to those movies, and they are not cheap. But it's a free ticket for everybody that comes. For hotel stays, again, we're always pushing to stay in our hotels, especially Into the Hills. We work closely with them when booking all of the bands. This year, Arcadia is really proud that we booked 6 weddings, and we encourage their guests to stay in Into the Hills and other hotels visiting. And our goal for this year is 8. The weddings they drive a lot of people into Kerrville specifically. And so we're hoping just to really play off of that this next year to get a bit more. We do have an event in Wedding Expo coming up in March. It's on March 1st, and it's free to everyone to attend. It's bringing out 30 vendors to show them what a wedding could look like, and with many of these local vendors in Kerrville. And 2025 was actually our first year of hosting the Hill Country Golf Classic. That has been happening this will be the 20th year in 2026. It was new to Arcadia Live, though. I know the Chamber had done it originally, and then James Avery took it on. And then it was handed to us from Trey Tyner. And it was our first, and we didn't know if it was going to happen, to be honest. After the flood, we weren't really sure what was going to happen, but we said, let's scale it down a little bit and let's just focus on having a golf tournament and draw some people back to Kerrville to let them know that we are here and we're open. And then the free community events, our iconic film series, we show a movie once a month, the first Wednesday of the month. The films are 25 years and older. That's what we can show. It's kind of our sweet spot. The third trivia is every third Thursday, and about 150 to 200 people show out for that. Not Your Granny's Bingo. We did a full year of it last year. We tried it in 2024. We held it 11 times in 2025, and it was wild. 177 people were there for every event. It was so much fun, and we're adding to it this year, so we're really excited for what this year looks like. And then, like Jeffrey said, on October 25th, Water Street Festival that happened, we were so proud to be a part of that, and to open our doors and give tours and have live music on deck, and it just really felt like an amazing community day for Arcadia to be a part of. Some other accomplishments through 25-26, we, again, similar to Jeffrey, we roughly brought in 16,000 people through our doors. This is all of our events, including private as well. Super proud last year, we held Santa Saturday, 3 different events. Typically, we only have one event for Santa Saturday, and about 150 people show up. We had 900 free reservations over 3 different events for Santa Saturday, thanks to the help with HEB Foundation for that. We partnered with Hill Country Micro School for their play, Art to Heart for their movies, the City of Kerrville, of course, thank y'all, HEB, James Avery, Ken Stopel, and many others through the year. Like I said, Hill Country Golf Classic. And then, of course, on July 4th, we quickly realized our festival was no longer. So we're very proud that we were able to open our doors for 72 hours starting on the morning of July 4th to be a reunification center. We welcomed in anybody and everybody off the street. We had food, we had drinks. We were just a place of respite for families looking for loved ones, and we kept our doors open all weekend, and we answered, I don't even know how many phone calls, thanks to my board. They worked a lot on that weekend. And so being able to switch very quickly, you know, people were pouring in saying, what can we do to help? How can I come to Kerrville and perform? So from our Kerrville's Fourth on the River sponsorships, we turned it into the Rise and Rebuild concert series. We hosted 3 completely free events of large artists coming here for first responders, for volunteers, for the churches that helped. We hand-delivered tickets. And we turned that around very quickly. I think we began in the beginning of August with 13 events until December 1st. So we just wanted to give back to the community. That's what we know how to do. We sit really well in events. So we did that. And then this year, a couple of things I'm really excited for. We have a really busy year, again, with all of our free community events, as well as many ticketed events. It's also our 100 years of Arcadia. And so it was built in 1926. It opened doors June 29th, 1926. So we're excited to celebrate all year long. And one of those things, we will be having a centennial celebration on March 7th. It's a fundraiser for us where we're turning Arcadia into a speakeasy. So if y'all are interested, Gina, I see you interested. We're gonna turn into a speakeasy. You have to side entrance. You have to have the code to get in. It'll be a large 8-piece jazz band performing, and this is just the start of our fundraising for 100 years. Also, we are working with Hill Country Arts Foundation and lending them our space since they do not have a space right now because of their campus. So we're excited for that relationship. We've always been close friends with them, but we're excited to get them in the door a little bit more this year. And then, similar to Jeffrey as well, our holiday season calendar is booked. And I couldn't put anything on paper for you guys, but we do have Robert Oakeen's Christmas show coming back. We do have a Trans-Siberian Orchestra tribute show, because we obviously cannot fit Trans-Siberian Orchestra in Arcadia. So we have a tribute show. We do have, my goal is to get the Blind Boys of Alabama back. They were here 2 years ago, and they could not wait to come back. So this is the year, hopefully. Santa Saturday, per usual, and our sing-along every year, which is a members event, free to members, will return in December. So December, we're already packed, and there's a few other things sprinkled in there that we're working on. But that is our accomplishments over the last year and endeavors. Do you have a question, Jeff?
I do.
Yes.
Are y'all doing the guitars on the Guadalupe again this year?
I have not been approached about that yet, but of course we would host it if they wanted.
Where Uncle Lucius was here
Yes,
last year.
yes.
So.
Yes, I did speak to Uncle Lucius's manager recently, and he said they wanted to come back to Arcadia just in general, so that could happen soon.
Do you have a date for your Hill Country Golf Classic?
Yes, it's the first weekend in October. So October 1st is the players' reception, and then 2nd, 3rd, and 4th is the.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna play, Brenda?
No.
Any other comments or questions for Stacy?
A lot of work. Thank you for being there for those up on the 4th, especially.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank
We
you, guys.
appreciate
So
it.
much.
you.
Thank you.
Mr. Whitler's here, I don't see him. All right, we'll move on. Do we have anybody signed up to speak?
Yes, sir, we do. Haley Hooser.
Hi.
My name's Haley Huger, and I am here to introduce y'all to the Kerr County Cares Foundation. We are a grassroots foundation that was started during fall 2025 with the government shutdown and the subsequent SNAP benefits that a lot of our families in the community lost. So what we did is 2 of our founding members organized, collected hundreds of pounds of food, diapers, hygiene items, and in our free time distributed it throughout the community. And what we quickly realized was this is not something that was going to stop. The need was great, and we were actually helping a lot of families who just fell right outside the cutoff for assistance. And we saw a lot that were just facing temporary needs with job loss, unexplained medical expenses, anything like that, and we were there to help them. So between October and December, we helped about 200 families. And then we organized a food distribution event in December where we helped an additional 107 families. So we did that in partnership with Mercy Chefs, Tracy Seymour Bookkeeping and Tax, the Kerr County Federal Credit Union, HEB, and then also many generous donors, individual families in Kerrville. So on January 27th, we received our official letter saying that we are an approved 501c3 organization, and we have plans later this month to meet with the Community Foundation to kind of get some guidance from them, and we are happy to partner with any organization that helps our mission of caring for the physical, mental, and spiritual well-being of the Texas Hill Country. So what makes us a little bit different from other organizations is all of our volunteers, board members, anybody that's part of us has roots in Kerrville. We all have something that means something to us, and we all live here. The other thing that stands out for us is when we are providing this assistance, we talk to the families, and we take into consideration dietary needs, allergies, preferences of kids, and we make sure we focus on fresh foods, milk, eggs, fruits, vegetables, and we also help with things such as like diapers, laundry detergent, toilet paper, just day-to-day things that a family would need. So we are ready to grow in our community and increase the number of families that we can support. Our next event is on March 14th, and we're hoping that announcing who we are here will help us gain some more partners so we can continue to increase the amount of families that we are helping. So thank you for your time. And
Tell the
we look
name
forward.
again of your organization.
Kerr County Cares
Kerr
Foundation.
County Cares Foundation.
And where is your March 14th function going to be held, please?
We are still pending that. We have a few ideas, but what we do is we have an official
Cares.
Facebook page. When we have that, we're going to announce it on there. And then we would have we try to keep everything very organized. So we will have where you have to sign up so we know who you are. And that way we can also cater to your individual needs. We have it ready to go for you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
How big is your group?
Right now, we have 4 board members. So I'm president, Marissa is our vice president, Jenith is our treasurer, and then we have Brandon, who's our secretary. And then it is us running it, and then we just get whoever volunteers to help.
Okay, so you don't have a sheet of volunteers?
No, a lot of our volunteers are just people we know, and they've stepped up to help.
Okay.
Have you reached out to the Diedert Center and talked to them at all? They might be a good resource for y'all too.
Yes, I have, because I got a large donation of adult diapers, and I was like, need help with getting this distributed.
Right. That's a
Yeah.
great place to go for that.
All right.
Well, thank you for
Thank you.
coming,
Thank you
Haley.
very
I wish you
much.
all the best.
Thank you, Ms. User. Anybody else signed up to speak?
Yes, sir.
Let's go on to the consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda are considered routine and can be passed by one motion. Any item can be removed by member of council or by staff or member of the audience. Does anything need to be removed from the consent agenda?
I don't want to remove one, I just want clarification on 4A when we get to it.
All right, well, we'll pull that one out.
This is the first one.
It is the first one.
We'll pull that one out. Anything other? Do I have a motion then on 4B through 4E?
I'll move to approve consent agenda items 4B, 4C, 4D, and 4E.
For a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, so vote. It passes unanimously. Item 4A.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. William, we talked about this just briefly yesterday, and the only reason I wanted to pull this or get a clarification is the proposed hourly rates around $180. I know we talked on the phone, and you said it is 180 is the number, but since it's like this in public, and around 180 can be 160 or 250 or something. So I just want to make sure that it is 180 for transparency for us.
Yes, our two lowest that agreed to do it were around 180. The lowest was 180. And so and luckily they were also local. So we're going with the local firm at 180 per hour.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Any other questions for Mr. Tash? If not, is there a motion on 4A?
I would make the motion to approve consent agenda item number 4A.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, so vote. And it passes unanimously. Moving on to 5A. Resolution number 09-2026. Mr. Paxton.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is a resolution of support for a 9% tax credit housing through the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs. It's located at 2228 Stone Ledge Drive, which was previously addressed as 2101. We had some addressing changes along that street, so you'll see both addresses in that resolution. And we have Sarah Andre from Kerrville TXHP, if you have any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Paxton? None? Then is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 09-2026.
Sir, this is,
Right.
does that open, this is a public hearing.
Oh, it is a public hearing.
Yes.
Thank you. It says it very large there for me. I made it through last meeting without a mistake, but I'm very flawed on this one.
Everyone's keeping score.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and open the public hearing on this resolution at 7:07. Anyone can speak? You don't have to sign up to speak? All right, I don't think anyone's speaking. Is that correct?
It doesn't appear to be, no.
Okay, I'm closing the public hearing at 7:07.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there then a motion? We have a motion and a second, if I believe. Is that correct? Or
I
do we
have a
need?
motion, I made a motion, but I haven't.
I'll second. Oh, go ahead.
Motion's been made and seconded by Kent McKinney to pass resolution number 09-2026. Any discussion? All in favor, so vote. And it passes unanimously. This next item is not a public hearing. Resolution number 10-2026. Sanchez?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is an item to amend the adopted fee schedule to ensure alignment with the existing Safe Built contract that we have.
Okay.
Do y'all have any questions?
We are trying to pull that up. All right, that was in the agenda packet. It has.
The fee go to 125 an hour.
Mhm.
Yeah, if it exceeds 3 rounds of plan review.
Any questions for Ms. Sanchez?
As high as you go.
All right, is there a motion then on 6A?
I make a motion that we approve item 6A.
I'll second.
There's a motion to approve resolution number 10-2026. And a second. Any discussion? All in favor, so vote. Passes unanimously. Thank you, ma'am. I would propose that we hold off on item 6B.
I'm good with that.
Is that fair enough? Good. Item 6C, request for a waiver.
This is a request for a waiver against City Council's policy to require annexation for city services. So when this area was developed, the water and sewer lines both extend in front of this piece of property along that private drive. But they were not, this property was not annexed at that time. They are requesting to connect to those city utilities, but they do not want annexation. I'd be pleased to answer any questions.
Do we have any history of having done that recently, or even in the last 5 years or 10 years?
The only examples I can think of have been based on failing septic systems, and they were not able because of either density or...
Almost an emergency kind of thing.
Yeah, right. Soil type that they weren't able to rebuild the septic system, so they had to connect to sewer. Obviously, I know the school district, one of their campuses is outside the city limits and connects to city water and sewer. Obviously, it's other governmental entity, but I'm not aware of any individual properties recently that have connected.
I think we should require annex, I think we should follow the policy.
Okay.
I do too.
We'll keep working with the applicant and bring that back.
So
Is there a reason why he doesn't want to annex into the city?
They've got some floodplain issues to deal with, whether it's in the city or without. They're going to deal with county engineer or city engineer. Most likely, the floodplain is going to push them into the required setback for single-family homes. So they may have to come to the Board of Adjustment for a variance based on topography. So there's a couple extra steps they'll have to go through before they can build a home. And so they were trying to avoid some of that delay and just be able to build, excuse me, build the home in the county and use city utilities.
Okay.
Mr. Tosh, do we need to have a motion to deny the waiver?
No, you can table it if you want.
All right, I think I've got consensus that we're going to deny the waiver. Is that correct? Without annexation. Move on.
Do we need a motion?
If you want to deny it, you do have to have a motion to deny it.
I make a motion that we deny the request for this waiver.
Second,
So moved.
motion is made and seconded to deny the request for waiver. Any discussion? All in favor, so vote, and the request is denied. 6D, discussion and possible action regarding city attorney recruitment process. Ms. Meismer.
Martin's going to bring up the presentation here. Here we go. So we're going to talk about the recruitment options for the city attorney position. We're going to compare internal recruitment versus external recruiting, professional recruiting firms. We'll provide a cost and timeline and service level considerations, and then consideration of the appointment of a 2-member committee of council for the recruitment process. So first, we'll talk about option 1, which is an internal city managed recruitment. This recruitment would be managed by city staff and city council. Advertising on our city website, Facebook, LinkedIn, and professional associations such as TML, which is TCAA is affiliated with that, which is the Texas City Attorneys Association, and then the State Bar of Texas. Whoops, sorry. We will also do the initial screening of applications based on council direction, schedule the first round of interviews with the committee, and schedule second round of interviews with all of council and conduct background checks. The cost would be limited to staff time and minimal advertising costs or expenses. So the considerations are these are lower out-of-pocket costs. Council has full control over the recruitment and selection process, direct knowledge of city culture and needs, and then flexibility in screening and interview schedules. Some challenges that we might run into are potentially limited outreach compared to national recruiters and potentially longer timelines depending on our applicant pool. If we get a lot of applicants, of course, it'll go faster. If we don't get as many, then it would create a challenge for us. The external recruitment would be using a professional, the engagement of a professional executive recruiting firm. The firm would manage advertising, outreach, and candidate sourcing, structured recruitment process with defined milestones, and then city council would participate in the development of the position profile, the semifinalist and finalist interviews, and then selection of the city attorney. I reached out to a couple of well-known recruiting firms, that is Clear Career Professionals, who was used most recently for our city manager search, and then Strategic Government Resources, which is called SGR. Both firms specialize in public sector executive recruitment, and multiple service levels are available based upon the city needs and the budget. Clear Career, and I provided these to y'all, the two proposals, so you should have those in your packet. Clear Career Professionals service options include advertising enhancement, which is a position cast of approximately $3,000. Position cast is advertising and like a webcast or a podcast that they do. Mid-level recruitment support would be approximately $7,000, and then a full executive recruitment would be approximately $17,000. The timelines for these range from 2 weeks to 12 weeks, depending on the service level. Strategic Government Resources, they have two different options: a limited scope recruitment, which is $14,184, and then they have a full service executive recruitment that starts at approximately $24,949. That includes national outreach, screening, and candidate management. It's a typical full service timeline of approximately 12 weeks on that one too. So if you go external, the advantages are a broader national and regional candidate exposure, dedicated recruiter with executive search experience, and structured vetting, screening, and background review processes. Considerations for that would be higher direct financial cost, less day-to-day control over the recruitment process, timelines dependent on firm processes and candidate availability, and then additional costs may apply for advertising or assessments they might do. We're going to skip over this one because I provided you another one that was a little bit more detailed right here. And this one has the cost and the timeline comparison. So at the top is the internal recruitment using city staff, minimal direct cost, advertising and staff time, 4 to 6 weeks. And then the scope of services is what I just went over with y'all. And then the three options by Clear Career, the $3,000, $7,000, and $17,000. I just wanted to put it in one place for you to have. And then the SGR limited scope, and then the full service, the limited scope at $14,184, and then the full service at $24,949. In addition, you could appoint a city council subcommittee, and that would be a two-person, so you wouldn't have a quorum, a two-member committee to assist with the administrative and procedural details of the recruitment process. They could assist with the development and refinement of the job description and desired qualifications, coordinate recruitment logistics and timelines in collaboration with staff, conduct the initial administrative review of applications for compliance with submission requirements and minimum qualifications, conduct initial interviews of semifinalists, and facilitate introductory or informational screening conversations if needed, like via Teams or Zoom or something like that. And these are just ideas that committee could do. Of course, y'all would be the deciding factor of what you wanted. Recommended action for tonight, we would like for City Council to determine the preferred method, recruitment approach for the city attorney position, whether it be internal or external or something else that y'all come up with, and then provide any additional guidance related to the recruitment and selection process, including the potential of committee appointment.
Right, discussion. Questions?
Well, I had a question with Dalton the other day about the time restraints that you, with your regular job, would you have the capacity and the ability to handle an additional project, basically? So that was I was curious to know.
Yes, I could oversee it, but the HR team would be posting it and gathering the applications, logging everything, that kind of stuff, doing the reference checks.
We didn't go with one of these companies and we kept it in-house?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was going to be my question, was do we have the ability and the staffing to be able to keep this in-house and save that cost?
I think we do.
Because that would be my preference if so.
My two that I have is, one, I don't think we need to do a national search because we go outside of the state of Texas. And William, please correct me if I'm wrong, but if you are an attorney in Colorado, you're going to have to get
Schooled.
the bar in Texas, correct? You're going to get certified. So it definitely needs to stay within the state of Texas. And like Clear Career, do they really go after, I think Dalton and I talked about this, they go after more, or they look for more city manager type positions, not really city attorneys?
Mid-level directors, they'll go after assistant city attorneys or county attorneys, but yeah, when we looked at the recruitment firms, most of them did not have anything for city attorney. Not to say they couldn't do it, or not to say they wouldn't do a bad job, but we haven't seen it.
Even on TML, they had a lot of assistant city attorneys, but not, just a couple of city attorneys.
Well, I think the financially responsible move would be to do it internal.
Gives
Start
you
with
more
that.
control too.
Second that.
My other question is, we got till Friday to figure out what's gonna happen with possibly, well, we know one is leaving council.
Oh, yes.
But we have till Friday for 3 council members' positions. Do we wanna start this process now? Do we wanna wait till after the election in May so we know who's gonna be up here that can go through this? Or do we wanna start it tomorrow? I think we have a council group that's gonna do it, 2 council members. There's only 2 of us up here right now that are guaranteed gonna be here after May. And I'm not trying to say that y'all aren't gonna get reelected, I'm just saying that something could happen. I would think that we might wanna wait, just me personally.
I'm okay with going ahead.
I'm okay with going ahead.
Only because, even if some of us drift away,
Just Brenda, because she has to.
Yeah, just.
this work needs to proceed, in my opinion. I know that, I would like to have it internal. Also, I know that Mr. McKinney has expressed an interest to serve on that committee. Does anybody else have a desire to serve on that committee that has time to do so? Brenda?
I can, I actually, are you one of those persons as well?
I don't want to. I don't want to serve on it.
I would be happy to do that.
Everybody good with that? All right, so we would like it internal, and if we need a motion to appoint those 2 to the committee, we'll be happy to do so.
Yes.
All right. Is there a motion then to that effect that we're going to recruit using internal resources?
I would make the motion for our search for a city attorney to be done internally by our human resources staff with the appointment of council member place 1, Delane Sigerman, and council member place 3, Kent McKinney, to be the city council liaison on the interview team.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion?
Just need to call Mike real quick. No, I'm just.
All in favor, so vote. Thank you for being willing to,
Abstain.
thank you for being willing to serve.
Okay, I have one more point about, the process.
Sure.
I guess, so we, are outsourcing the municipal court. And if we take those hours out, then we have a list of the hours, that are spent on contracts, ordinance resolutions, public information, and everything. That's about, 1,350 hours a year. That's about 65% of a full-time employee, if we don't count the municipal court. We're under pretty severe budget constraints anyway, and I think it's a time to, we have some indication that our legal department spends more money than the average for a community our size anyway. And so I would like to make it clear to in our search that it's just one position. It's not, we're not going to have an assistant any further. And new one comes in and demonstrates that we need an assistant, well, maybe, but we're also maybe would continue the outsourcing part of this. So I think it's an opportunity for us to at least see about running this a little tighter schedule, tighter budget.
You two will be helping develop the
Job description.
job description. Perhaps y'all can work on that and come back to us.
Okay, but do we need to maybe eliminate the position since we have one that may be effective at some point in the future?
It may be, yeah, if that's part of the job description that we all approve, yeah, in my opinion. But right now, what we're doing is we're saying we want to do it internally, and you two have agreed to shoulder it. Mhm. And then as you work, if the job description says what is expected of that person, does not include certain functions currently or formerly in that department, you'll report back to us. There's no need to go into executive session. Are there any items for future agendas?
Yes, I think we should recognize the Resilience Committee members who gave up their time to come and brainstorm on our budget, and there's a list of them here. I've had a couple of them reach out to me.
The Resiliency Committee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Asked me, they hadn't seen the report, and I guess they would like to see some closure or some.
Okay, it kind of got fractured towards the end, but yes, we can send out the final report to everybody who served on the committee, even if it was just for one day. We can do that.
That's it.
I don't know that I got that report.
It's in an email that you probably got.
Okay.
But I had to go back and look myself.
Any other items for future agendas?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I would like to put on a future agenda item to look at Resolution 91-144. It's a 31-year-old resolution, which was just on our agenda item 6C. It needs to be updated. You know, fees need to be updated, structure needs to be updated. Just something nice to have fresh from 1991 to 2026.
Speaking as a member of the city council in 1991, I think it's perfect. I think that's fine. I think we should review it.
Councilmember, could you tell me the resolution number again?
It is resolution number 91-144.
Thank you, sir.
Signed by the Honorable Leonard L. Holloway. All right, any other items for future agendas? Hearing none, we are adjourned at 7:28.
Okay.
Well done,